It's snowing. Like, it hasn't snowed in so long out here. I don't even remember the last time that it snowed. Like, I knew it was gonna snow this year. You're welcome. I've been saying that. Like, since it started getting cold, I was like, nah, I feel like it's gonna rain this year. You know? But anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I know it's been a while since my last video. You know, man, I've just been dealing with a lot, and the majority of it has been good, actually, but still just trying to work on getting a better schedule and time to, like, actually sit down and finish it. I've been working on it, this video, for like 3 weeks at least, just trying to get it out there. But anyways, since my last video, a lot of people have been asking me why I wanted to start my channel, and I really just wanted to get it out there. This was initially going to be my next video anyway, but since people were asking about it, I definitely want to have it out there. So the first video, I didn't really introduce myself too much. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jasmine Jones. I'm 27 years old, from Lancaster, California, Antelope Valley. And so basically, I just wanted to start my channel to kind of just tell my story a little bit. I found that it's really important to, you know, share what you've been through, because other people might be going through the same thing, or they're dealing with the same thing, or they might go through that in the future. And I think it's just really important to share what you've been through and, like, where you're at now. So God put it on my heart to start a YouTube channel, and I really didn't want to in the beginning. I fought it for so long. I was like, I really do not want to do this. But I gave in, and it took me a really long time to actually get my first video up, and this is my second video. And I think something that I started noticing was a lot of people, they go through things and they get to a certain level of success, and yeah, they talk about it, but a lot of people just kind of say, well, just get over it, kind of like just move on. Yeah, that happened to me. But not a lot of people really talk about how they got over it, and they kind of make it seem a little easy. And we need to understand that it's a process. That's why this channel is called Jazzy's Journey, because I just want my life to be a testimony of what it looks like when you're actually living in your purpose and doing what you're supposed to be doing, and just, you know, getting better, helping other people, and just doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, but I really wanted to share with you guys the actual process of what it took for me to put my first video out there, and now my second video, because I feel like like I said, it's just super important to share the process while you're actually going through it. And I feel like after a certain period of time, you kind of forget what you had to do to get out of there. Like, you're just so happy that you don't have to be in that situation anymore, that you're like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Like, but I think people that are struggling with it or going through it right now, they really need an example of how to do it, you know? Like, okay, so just to tell the whole story from the beginning, I have to go back to June 2017. I went to a business convention in Indiana, and it was just so amazing. I honestly can't even put into words, you know, what I took from that experience. And it definitely opened my eyes to a different level, a different perspective, a different way of thinking, which I really love, because I feel like a lot of people don't get this opportunity to see that other side. Like, they only see where they come from in their little bubble, and what's around them, they don't really see that there's more than that. So I think it's really amazing to have this opportunity to see a different lifestyle. And so I'm super blessed for that. But while I was there, I just got this vision of what my life was supposed to look like, of just me owning, multiple businesses and just helping a lot of people. And I definitely made the decision to go after that vision. So that was June 2017. I want to fast forward to try to kind of shorten the story. I don't want the video to be too long, but fast forward 2018, I wasn't really doing as well as I expected. I kind of went backwards instead of going forwards, and I'm like, what's going on? I feel like I probably hit like the lowest point that I've been at. I wasn't working, freaking dead broke, basically. No car, and so super thankful for her as well. But 2018, I kind of just was going through the motions, the beginning of the year. Like, yeah, I had took a break. Like, I was like, I just need to, I don't know, get myself together, basically. So I'm like just going through the motions. I started doing things to try to just get out of the house. Like, I always grew up going to church, and it was just like a fun place to go, I guess. My mom went on Sundays. So we started going to Refuled Wednesdays, woo woo, with Pastor Tommy, and it was really amazing because I started actually learning, and it was more of a learning environment instead of I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna tell you about this and this and this. And like, I really hated people. I really didn't like people, talking at me and just lecturing me and just having to sit and listen, to something. And definitely going to the Bible studies and the Wednesday nights. It was more of a, learning lesson. It was kind of more interactive, and more relatable, and putting it in a way that, that you can actually understand it a little easier. I think that was really great, and that's something that I probably needed, because I started, actually learning and actually reading my Bible on my own, and just, looking at things a little bit differently. At that point, I had kind of started feeling like, oh, you know what, looking at my situation and where I was, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish these things that I saw, that, like, look at the person that I am, look at where I come from, and, like, the type of person I am. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't do any of that, and kind of just start talking yourself out of it. So that's basically where I was at. And I was going for about, like, 3 months, maybe. And then one day, I was just going through my routine, just trying to get back on my feet and everything. I was on the bus, and I had about an hour to kill, because just going from the freaking east side of Palmdale to the west side, it takes a freaking hour, right? So I'm like, I got an hour to kill. So I found this video of from Transformation Church, Pastor Michael Todd. I had always seen his videos, but on Facebook, but they were only like those snippets, like the little couple minutes, like, ooh, that was good. Yes, that was a good sermon, that was some good word. And, so, like, I seen the videos, but I never sat down and watched an actual video because it was an hour. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to watch an hour video. That's a long time. But I was like, you know what? I want to be productive. Let me watch this video. And the title of the video is called Grace Like a Flood. So if you have not watched this video, I recommend you go watch it, because it freaking wrecked me. Like, and I was watching, like, the whole video. It was good. It was only, like, about the last 15 minutes, and I was like on the bus just bawling. Like, I felt like so embarrassed, like, let me hurry up and get off this bus. Man, like, and it was so amazing. It definitely, like, helped transform my thinking a little bit and helped me to start looking at things a little bit differently. So the whole series is amazing, but definitely go watch it if you haven't watched it. It's like, it's gonna change your life. So I watched that, and I just really started kind of reevaluating myself and my life and just everything. And I kind of, like I said, I was still like in that funk a little bit, just trying to move forward. And the next month was May. So May, I never realized before, but it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I started hearing like more stories and seeing a lot of people that were struggling with depression and anxiety and abuse and all these different, areas. And I was like, oh wow. And then you start hearing, celebrities and people that are really successful now that have gone through that in the past. But something that I really didn't see too much of was, how people got over it, and, how people got through that and the steps that they took, because it's a process. People say, like, just do it, and while you're going through it, and also, coming from someone that has suffered from that, you kind of respect them a little bit more. If someone dealt with the same situation that you did, and they're teaching you and guiding you, like, hey, I dealt with this too, this is what you have to do to get over it and to get through that. I feel like that's what people want, like, how can you help me? Like, obviously everyone wants to have a better life, and everyone wants to make a lot of money, and everyone, at least wants to be happy and be able to get through life, pretty normally. Obviously some things are going to happen that you can't control, but of course everyone would want that, but not a lot of people know. And so that's when the whole idea kind of came to me of, okay, maybe you should start a YouTube channel. And because a lot of people can talk about their struggle and the things that they've went through once they're done, but once you're done, you're kind of just so excited to not have to deal with that anymore, and just to be living this amazing, better life now, and after a certain period of time, you kind of forget, the steps and how long it actually took to get out of there. You look back and you're like, wow, like 2 years ago, my life looked like this, or 1 year ago, my life looked like this, or 5-10 years, so you don't think, and sometimes you don't remember every single step and like how to actually get out of that mindset and what you did, because you're so excited about just not being having to deal with it anymore, right? So the idea to start this channel was around June 2018, which was literally 1 year from when I got my first vision of, what my life was supposed to look like. And so now it's kind of coming together a little bit better. My vision is getting a little bit clearer. I'm still not 100% sure on how I'm going to make everything happen, but I know it's going to happen. So, I had to come to the point and the realization of, I have to accept where I'm at. Like, okay, this is where I'm at, and yes, it sucks, but I know this is where I'm supposed to be. So for one, just knowing where you're going and, making that plan to actually start getting there is probably one of the most important things. So for the next 3 months, I kind of, again, just fell into that, how am I going to do this? Like, I'm super scared. I don't even like talking to people. I don't like the sound of my own voice, and I'm always the type of person that just keeps my life under wraps. I never go tell anyone my business, because felt like, everyone goes through things and they have their own issues. Like, nobody really cares about what I'm going through. So I was just kept everything to myself. You know, I was always just that happy person. And so a lot of people thought that, I guess, my life was perfect, and it was just really good, because that's the image that I portrayed. And so me coming out and kind of telling the whole story, it kind of... Okay, so it's starting to lose my daylight, so I need to wrap this up. But it took me 6 months to actually get my first video out. And I just one day had to just do it a little bit, I guess. So what I had to do was I started just recording it on my Snapchat, because I couldn't do a full 20-minute, 30-minute video just straight talking, organized, and have what I want in order. A little bit of a perfectionist, so it was really hard. So I would start it, finish it, and it just would never come together. So I started doing little snippets at a time, like, okay, this part is good, what can I add, take away? And so that was the process. So I did that. I started recording on Snapchat, and then I had to just go back and edit and put my first video together. So I was so excited, because it was the hard, and I was so excited when I actually put my first video out, because the very first day, someone hit me up and they're like, oh my god, I'm so excited for you that you did that. You know, I've been wanting to start a channel too, and I just haven't been able to do it. I've been scared, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, man, like, that made me so happy, because I was like, this is literally what I want to do. I don't care if it only helps one person, but just being able to impact someone from actually, you know, showing them and just doing what I was living in, what I'm supposed to be doing, and my purpose. So just being that inspiration, and it made me feel really good. So I definitely wanted to get that out there. You know, that was why I wanted to start my channel, and the first kind of behind the scenes of the process that it took, because this is Jazzy's Journey, and it's about the journey of what it takes to get there. And when you get there, it's going to be amazing, but you got to realize that it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. And I'm just so excited that I actually finished this video today. This is my second video. If you have any comments, you know, questions, let me know down in the comments. I'm going to put everybody that I mentioned, or any entity that I mentioned today, in the comments and the information, because anything that's helped me move forward and get better, and I definitely want to support that, and I want other people to benefit from that as well. So I definitely want to just make sure you get your recognition, and I'm going to put you down in the information, and see you guys soon.